Everything you should know about floating industrials before you get it done. Coming up next on Consultation by a Piercer, episode number 5. So you might want to stick around. For those who are new here at the Body Piercing and Tattooing channel, I was surprised it wasn't taken either. Welcome to the channel. Hope you're finding the videos helpful. But you may not know who I am. My name is DaVo. I'm a professional body piercer and have been since 1994. I own and operate the Axiom Body Piercing Studio, located right here in Des Moines, Iowa, inside Skin Kitchen Tattoo. What we're going to talk about today is a fairly new thing. It's been around for a while, but it's starting to kind of pick up now, and that is the floating industrial. Basically, these are piercings that are done on most anatomies where a regular traditional helix-to-helix industrial is not going to work. The jewelry is adjusted and bent custom to fit the piercing, so it's more involved from a piercer level, and it's definitely something you want to have a consultation with your piercer before you get it done. Before I get into the consultation part and start talking about some of the other things involved, you should understand that this is the most up-to-date information I have at the time of filming. This was filmed in June of 2022. This in no way, shape, or form replaces going in, seeing your piercer, and having a consultation one-on-one, which is something you definitely need to do with this particular piercing. Now, average healing time on this one, well ranged, probably in that 6 to 9 month phase. It's not quite as difficult to heal as an industrial, but you are still trying to hold 2 piercings in alignment with one piece of jewelry. That always makes the healing process a little bit more complicated. I'm going to suggest that you clean it twice daily using a sterile saline solution. I like Nelmet's Piercing Aftercare or Wound Wash. You can also find other sterile saline sprays. You just want spray in a can, says sterile, and it is nothing's in there but sodium chloride in water. Nothing else. You want to do that cleaning twice a day, and then I generally suggest rinsing it under running water in the shower at the end of your shower. Cross-contamination prevention, common sense stuff. Wash your hands before you handle it. No oral contact or exchange of bodily fluids on, near, around, or around the piercing until it heals. Keep your environment clean. Your clothing, your bedding, your towels, anything that may come in contact with this piercing or the general area should be cleaned on a regular basis and changed. With bedding, every day if possible. Do not submerge piercing in bodies of water you cannot control the quality of until it is healed. Meaning pretty much everything but your own clean bathtub should be avoided until it's healed. Keep pets away from this area, especially smaller animals. You don't want them to sleep in the bed with you, especially if they're smaller and they like to sleep up by your face. Avoid contact with unclean objects, things like telephones, headphones, earbuds, that sort of stuff. Needs to be disinfected on a regular basis, or contact with the area needs to be completely avoided. Same thing with helmets and etc. Make sure that your hair is dry before it comes in contact with the piercing. Wear it up until it dries. Wet hair can cause issues in a healing piercing. Just like the industrial, you want to avoid any trauma, pressure, or abuse to the piercing. So, for example, do not sleep on the piercing. Make sure you're sleeping on your other side or your back, or figure out a way to elevate the piercing off the bed, like using a U-shaped travel pillow, one of those Nick pillows you get before you go on a long flight, and then putting a clean sock on it every night just to be on the safe side. Avoid tight-fitting objects. Over-the-ear headphones, I've already mentioned, but that's something you definitely, earmuffs, also things like helmets, hats, etc. that come in contact with the area can cause issues. Now, of anatomy, this doesn't have as many requirements as a helix-to-helix or conch-to-conch industrial. However, the jewelry has to be fitted into that anatomy. So you really need somebody that's experienced with this, or at least has an understanding of how to bend the jewelry correctly and get it to fit your piercing perfectly. Things you should consider before getting this piercing done. Since the jewelry has to be custom bent to fit that particular piercing, which the piercings, they can be connect pretty much anything on the ear if they're bent correctly and there's space and it's healable. You have to understand that if you want a different piece of jewelry other than possibly the ends, you're going to have to go to somebody and have them custom bend it. This is not something you'll be able to buy off of the internet. This is not something you just walk into any other studio and go, yeah, I want to replace this, and they're going to have something on hand that they can hand you. It's a lot more involved. It's definitely something you need to go see a piercer and have them do for you. Now, another thing you want to consider is whether or not you plan on getting additional piercings in the area. You want to make sure that there's room for those. Talk to your piercer about this during the consultation and also when they're marking it. If you have this and it's taking up a lot of room in that upper area and it's pretty much covered it, it will impede you having the ability to pierce additional things or places. Next thing is, are you involved in any type of organization that's going to require you to remove the jewelry to either compete or perform? If you're involved with things like dance, soccer, organized sports, drama, you need to check these things ahead of time. This piercing is not going to do well taking the jewelry out and putting it back in all the time, especially during the healing process. Even after that, because of the bends on some of these and the right angles, they can be kind of a difficult piece to put back in. So it's usually best if you just leave it in. Sleeping and isolating the piercing. It's very important with this piercing or any piercing where you have two pieces of jewelry connect, or two piercings connected by one piece of jewelry, that you avoid contact as much as possible. That's going to take a commitment, and you need to be okay with that and willing to make that commitment. This piercing also can be very painful. It's a little bit more on the higher end depending on what combination you're getting. If you're getting like a helix to conch area, or you're getting a helix to upper ear cartilage, or helix to helix, or what have you, it can be a little more uncomfortable just basically because there's a lot more flexing and bending sometimes to get that jewelry in. So keep that in mind. If you like this, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Hit that notification bell so that you're notified every single time we post something. If you have something to add or you have questions, leave a comment. I usually answer when I have time. If you like merch, you like swag, you like t-shirts and fanny packs and stickers like you're 12, check out our merch store. A link is in the description. Till next time, here's hoping all your piercings heal with ease and without a single issue. And if you're in the Des Moines, Iowa area, I hope to see if your body piercing needs in the future. Have a good day, everybody. Take care. Thank you for watching, and check out one of these other videos.